Hi everyone, this is Tiffany with The Last Private Citizen. Tonight I want to talk about something I've been researching for a while after the council meeting on August 12th and some questions and answers that were going back and forth that didn't seem to really explain things very well. So I don't know, obviously, everything about this situation with Red Speed, but I have been digging really deep into it. So I figured I would share what I found with you guys. And I'm missing one piece of this puzzle that would make a lot of sense. And when I tell you about it, you're going to understand why it would make sense. Maybe someone out there has the answer. Request for this email or communication has been shut down a few times. I've been told it doesn't exist. I don't see how that's possible. So maybe someone out there has a better idea of what I'm looking for. So at the city council meeting on August 12th, council member Tim Fadgen was asking some really great questions about the program that Red Speed is doing in our school zone. And I'll just show you some clips of things he asked. And the one thing that really stood out to me was when he asked the chief of police how this entire thing came about. Like, how did it come about that Red Speed started working for us as a vendor? And Nunemaker got up and did not answer the question, but promptly changed the subject after Councilmember Tim Fadgen was, I don't want to say scolded, but talked to in a way that seemed very odd to me for his question. Anyway, I'll just play it and you guys can make your own observation about it. But there's something not right about this situation, and I would just like to put out there what I know, especially when it comes to the answer Nunemaker gave, which was not, in my opinion, an answer at all. It was a redirection in the conversation, which in itself is very odd. Let's just listen into the questions that Councilmember Fadgen was asking, and then I'll show you what I have.
When the cameras are not active from the morning to the end of the day, if there was a crime, an accident, there's nothing to be found. The cameras are actually off. They're not passively collecting images or data. Is that accurate?
Yes, that has been accurate.
So when the cameras are active, starting 30 minutes before school, 30 minutes after school, through the whole day, can they passively collect data?
So this is interesting. This is a Red Speed representative with the chief of police answering this question. I'm going to show you a clip from June of 2024 when Red Speed sent another representative and he said the complete opposite.
Let me clarify is that the camera, though, is still operational, so that after that 30-minute time period, throughout the rest of the day, and even if there's no school in session, so we're talking about outside hours that
basically
are
24/7.
So 24/7, that camera is operational
to
and
assist
is
the police in other areas.
and it's collecting data.
That's correct. Yes, for the police, not us.
So I don't know what to make of that. I believe that Greg Parks, the second video I showed you, who sealed the deal with the city, he was saying that it was 24/7, and I believe that because the city actually requested, when they sent out the bid, they actually requested to have cameras that would run 24/7, 365 days a year. So I'm not sure why this employee of Red Speed now is saying they don't. Something to look into.
Someone said that if we terminated the contract, we would have to pay $400,000. Is that in the contract?
I do not think so.
No.
We can leave the contract with.
Red Speed in April of this year was added to the Axon contract. They signed a contract with Axon for like 50 some odd cameras to be placed around the city. 30 of them are supposed to be placed outside of Midtown. The rest are Midtowns. But for the 30, the company Red Speed is now paying for all of them, which is very strange, I thought. In that addendum, Red Speed agreed to pay for those cameras as long as the city of Plantation did not end the contract with Red Speed. So if we were to end the contract with Red Speed, that $400,000 plus worth of equipment would be our responsibility. So unfortunately, the city of Plantation put us in a pickle.
And I was remembering when I first heard about these speed cameras, And I never remember having a council meeting about it. It was just sort of presented to us. The first time I heard about it was at, I believe, the Education Advisory Board. And the Mayor Sordo was presenting to them saying that we're looking to implement these speed cameras into our school zones and stuff. So I guess my question is, where was this initiated? Was this an initiative of the mayor, or it was something else, one of our administration? I don't know. Where was this initiative?
Councilmember Badger, why is that germane? We had the discussion on the dais when the item came before us, and we voted in a public hearing to go forward with this. And several of us up here had reservations until we were presented with the data. So I'm not sure why that is germane, and I'm going to ask you to wrap up your comments, please. So
That's my last question. I would like to know where it came from. Since then, I'm not saying we've done anything wrong with the way that this has gone about. Improve this, but I would like to know where it came from.
Jason Onemaker, CEO. It's been a collaboration with the administration of PD. I can tell you since I've been here in 2019, speeding has been one of our top complaints along with congestion. So we welcome any opportunity to address it. We're also collaborating now on the public safety initiatives we'll be taking in reference to that. One of the things we'll be consulting for that is the recent update to the citizen survey. It's been made very clear by the residents that are concerned about speed, traffic enforcement, amenities such as the safety, particularly proximate to schools. So I feel confident there's a variety of things that we can address. It's been a collaboration.
So it's been a collaboration. That's not much of an answer. It's very confusing and it's vague on purpose. So this was my impression of how this whole thing started. I'm going to put up some emails on the screen. I'm sure I do not have a full list of these emails. I'm sure there was some before and after, but this is what the records department gave me. So we see that in July of 2023. Now remember that the law passed in May of 2023 and it went into effect on July 1st, 2023. There's an email, and I'll just put up on the screen for you. This guy, Greg Parks, who was in the last video, saying how the data is being collected 24/7, trying to convince him to do a piggyback contract that they had done in Georgia. And I'll just read you some of these, and I'll just show them to you so you can kind of see the progression. So the whole collaboration thing, yeah, I guess it would have been easy to say, well, Red Speed reached out to us and was talking with the chief, but there's a lot of strange parts about this whole procurement process. So anyway, guys, I'm not going to go through everything in this little episode, but it does seem that obviously there was communication before this, but I just think that these details aren't being told for a reason. I think we deserve to know how it all came about. So in another episode, I will talk about it more, and I'll make a few videos since this is going to be very visual because of the mass amount of emails that I have, as you can see. So I think transparency is needed very badly, and I just feel like people should know what's going on in their city. I think a lot of people don't know here that we are in contract with Axon at all, or that we're using Red Speed, this company who is very sketchy, to say the least, in my opinion. So I think we deserve to know. I mean, these guys are doing business with our city. They're putting their cameras in front of our kids' schools. We deserve to know what's going on. So until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you on the next one. This has been The Last Private Citizen.